Close your eyes. Imagine you are 8 years old. You are in a dark room. Then, light. Not from a candle, not from fire. Clean, white, electric light. You feel something move inside your chest. Not fear. Something more like hunger. A hunger to understand. Where does that light come from? How does it work? Can I make it myself? That feeling. That quiet, strange hunger. This is where our story begins. His name was Nikola Tesla. And if you are reading this on a phone, or watching this on a screen, or sitting in a room with electric light, then you are living inside his ideas. You are using things that came from one man, a man who died alone, in a small hotel room, with almost no money, and whose name most people did not know for a very long time after he was gone. How does that happen? How does a person give so much to the world and receive almost nothing back? That is the question we are going to think about today. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856. He grew up in a small village in what is now Serbia. His father was a priest. His mother could not read or write. But here is the thing. She could remember long poems after hearing them only one time. She also built small machines with her hands. She made tools to help her work. Tesla said many times that he got his mind from her, not from school, not from books, from watching his mother's hands solve problems that nobody had taught her how to solve. As a boy, Tesla was different, and he knew it. He saw things that were not really there. Bright flashes of light when he heard certain words, pictures so clear and so real in his mind that he sometimes could not tell, is this real, or is this only in my head? Doctors did not understand this. His family was worried, but Tesla used it. He learned to build his inventions first inside his mind. Every small detail, every measurement, every movement, before he ever touched a piece of metal. Think about that for a moment. He could test a machine inside his imagination. He could run it for weeks, find the problem, fix it, and only then build it in the real world. He studied engineering, the science of building machines, in Austria and then in Prague. He was very good at his work, and everyone could see it. But he ran out of money. He never finished his studies. He went to Paris at 27 years old and worked for a company called Continental Edison. He worked very long hours. He fixed difficult problems. He impressed his bosses. And someone said to him, "You should go to America. You should meet Thomas Edison himself." So he did. In 1884, Tesla arrived in New York City. He had 4 cents in his pocket. 4 cents. He had a book of poems and a short letter. The letter said only this: "I know 2 great men. One is you. The other is this young man." Edison hired him. And here is where the story becomes complicated and a little painful. Edison and Tesla did not think in the same way. Edison believed in trying 100 times, 1,000 times. Fail, then try again. Tesla believed in understanding first, building the whole machine in your mind before your hands ever moved. 2 very different ways of working. And behind these 2 ways was a much bigger disagreement. A disagreement about electricity itself. Edison used what we call direct current, and we say DC. This means electricity that moves in one direction, like water through a pipe. Tesla believed in something different. He believed in alternating current. We say AC. This means electricity that changes direction, back and forth, many times every second. Tesla said AC could travel much farther. It could bring power to an entire city from one place far away. Edison said Tesla was wrong. Edison said AC was dangerous. Edison said stay with DC. Tesla left Edison's company. There were problems, promises that were not kept, money that would not paid. The result was simple. Tesla was alone again with his ideas, and nobody to help him. He spent time digging holes in the streets to earn money to eat, actual physical work, outside in the dirt, while his mind was still full of calculations and ideas. Can you imagine? The man who would one day change the way the whole world uses electricity, digging holes in the ground just to survive. This is not a story about a genius who had an easy life. This is a story about a person who kept going when everything around him said stop. In 1887, someone gave Tesla a small laboratory, a room to work in, and there, working quietly, he built something the world had never seen before. He demonstrated his AC motor. A motor is a machine that creates movement using electricity. It worked perfectly, exactly the way he had imagined it, years before, while walking in a park in Budapest, when the idea came to him so suddenly that he used a stick to draw the design in the dirt. A businessman named George Westinghouse saw what Tesla had built. He believed in it. He bought Tesla's patents, the legal right to use his inventions, and something big started to happen. The fight between DC and AC began to change. Edison fought hard. He ran public shows where he used AC electricity to hurt and kill animals. He wanted people to be afraid of it. It was an ugly time, but the science did not care about the fight. AC could do things DC could not. It could travel hundreds of kilometers. It could light entire cities. In 1893, a very large public event called the World's Fair happened in Chicago. It was lit completely by Tesla's AC system. More than 27 million people came. They walked through buildings full of clean electric light, and they felt that same feeling, that quiet wonder, at something they did not fully understand, but could feel was changing everything. If this story is giving you something, if you want more stories like this one, consider subscribing. There are more waiting for you, and each one asks a question worth thinking about. 2 years later, Niagara Falls. Tesla's system was chosen to take the power of the falling water and send electricity far away to the city of Buffalo, New York. It was the first time in history that a great natural force, something for nature, was used to make electricity for an entire city. Tesla stood at the falls and remembered something. As a child, he had seen a picture of Niagara in a book. He had told his uncle, "One day I will use that water to make power." His uncle had laughed. And here's the thing. He had been right. Not because he was lucky, because he never let the laughter stop him from believing the idea was true. But life is not simple, and success in one part of your life does not protect you in the next part. Tesla kept inventing. He became interested in bigger and bigger ideas. He wanted to send electricity through the air without any wires. He wanted to create a system where anyone on Earth could receive power for free. Free. For anyone. He started building a very large tower on Long Island near New York. He called it Wardenclyffe. His investor, the man paying for the project, was a powerful businessman named J.P. Morgan. Morgan stopped giving money. He could not make money from free energy. Without money, the tower was never finished. Later, it was destroyed. Tesla invented many, many things in his life. He described technologies that would not be built until 50 or 100 years later. He described radio, though another man named Marconi received most of the credit and the fame. He described remote control, controlling a machine from far away. He described the basic ideas behind radar, a system that detects objects using radio waves. He even described a small device that a person could hold in one hand and use to talk to anyone on the planet. Before we reach the end, drop a comment below. Which invention from Tesla's life do you think changed your life the most? In his later years, Tesla lived in a hotel in New York City. He had almost no money. Every day he went to a nearby park and fed pigeons, birds that live in cities. He talked about one pigeon in particular, a white female. He spoke about her like she was his closest friend. He said that when she died, something important inside him died too. He kept having new ideas. He kept writing. But the world had mostly moved on, and fewer people remembered his name. On the 7th of January, 1943, Nikola Tesla died alone. He was in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel. He was 86 years old. He had no wife, no children, and almost no money. The government arrived and took his papers. For many decades, most people did not know his name. And now, right now, you are watching a video that uses principles he described. The electricity in your building almost certainly follows the system he believed in and fought for. The wireless signals are invisible waves that carry information, moving through the air around you right now. He imagined those first. So here is the question this story leaves with you. Not as a lesson, just as something real to carry. What do you do when you believe something completely and the world does not understand you yet? When you see something clearly and the people around you do not? Tesla did not become angry, even though he had many reasons to be. He kept building, first in his mind, then in the world, then in his mind again when the world stopped listening. He trusted his work more than he needed people to say, "Well done." He understood something quiet and difficult. Being right and being famous are two completely different things, and the first one matters more. The light in your room right now, somebody imagined it first. Somebody argued for it, was laughed at because of it, dug holes in the street because of it, and kept going anyway. That person was not a story. He was a real man, with 4 cents in his pocket, standing in New York City, completely certain he was carrying something the world needed. And he was right.